afternoon, folks. This is Jennifer with your Community Connection Corner here on your Catholic station, Real Life Radio 1380 and 94.9 FM. Joined today by Tanya Torp and Emily Cain of Step by Step. Welcome to the program, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Excited.
And Step by Step is a ministry to young single mothers. So tell us about who you are and what you do.
So Step by Step was founded almost 20 years ago. So we've been around for a while, but we work with young moms ages 14 to 24. And these moms are moms that have some pretty significant issues in their lives, and they're trying to change their lives and grow into who it is that God's calling them to be.
And so it is faith-based then, and you're working with them more on just a spiritual level in addition to meeting their immediate needs.
Exactly. So we're working on spiritual life. We're working on becoming skills to become a better mom. We're working on some of them need to graduate high school. Mm-hmm. So even getting them to graduate high school or go back and get the GED, just life skills as well in general, and then mentoring and just being there for them when they need us.
And that's amazing. I mean, it's just so important. We're a pro-life group, of course, Real Life Radio being pro-life. And we, save the babies. But then what? So these girls chose life. We got to stick with them as they move into motherhood.
Exactly. So these girls need a lot of support. And the things that we've done in the past and the things that we do currently are we have parenting classes to help them kind of understand the different skills of early childhood development. We just had one of those last week. We do things like go to court with the girls when they have difficult issues in their lives. I've visited incarcerated girls before. Mm. We just work with girls through every area of their lives that want to be better moms and be better women.
And you're relatively new to Step by Step. You're the program director now. So what kind of led you to being a part of Step by Step?
Well, I have a background in nonprofits, but my passion in life is really empowering young girls. Mm-hmm. So I started my own organization to do that. And some of the same things, it's kind of a cross-pollination. Some of the same things that I do with my organization, Be Bold, I'm able to do through Step by Step as well. And so it's just been a passion of mine to see girls really succeed in what they're doing in life.
And Emily, you're an intern working with Step by Step.
Yes.
And are you at UK studying social work? Is that what?
Yes, I will graduate on May 10th with a bachelor's in social work.
And what got you interested in Step by Step?
Well, as part of my degree requirements, we have to do 2 different practicums. So for my last one, I chose Step by Step, and I'm also very interested in nonprofits. And I interviewed at a few different places, but I liked the mission of Step by Step. I liked that it was faith-based, and so part of my requirements as an intern was to help bring people closer to Jesus, and so that was a big thing for me, and I felt like I could learn a lot from Tanya, which I have.
Because she's awesome.
It's all God. It's all God.
And you guys had, meetings twice a month with the girls where you kind of bring everybody together for a meal and some teaching in small groups. Is that what
Exactly.
happens at those?
Exactly. It's kind of like having a life group here on Real Life Radio. It's like having a life group. So you get together 2 times a month, and we pick the girls up. We give them dinner. We have childcare as well, and the kids get dinner as well. So there really is no excuse. We've kind of taken away all of those reasons for not being able to make it. And we have amazing volunteers that just pour into their lives, from the over 100 volunteers that we have working with the kids to support group leaders who are kind of mentoring the moms. They have a support group that they meet in right after we're finished with our life skills or whatever we're doing that night. They'll go into a support group for an hour and get to talk about the things that are really difficult for them in their own lives. So they get to share with one another. And it's really difficult, especially for the teenagers when they're in school. No one really understands. Their peer group doesn't understand what it is that they're going through. So to be able to have these other ladies is pretty amazing for them.
So what typically happens? You pick them up and you get there, and then do you eat first, or what?
Yes.
What's a typical meeting look like?
People are usually pretty hungry when they get there. So we start picking them up because we have volunteers that are amazing van drivers. They'll go pick them up between 5:30 and 6:30 just to get them there on time. So as you can imagine, carrying your children to an event that, you're going to it, and then at night as well, it's that same drive back home when we get finished. So, but they'll get started and we'll have dinner as soon as they check in and check their kids in, and then we'll have a guest speaker that will talk about a myriad of different things. We've had everything from parenting skills to how to be in a good relationship or how to check the warning signs for dating violence. So those kinds of classes we've had for them as well. Then we usually play a game because it needs to be fun.
Yeah.
These are teenagers, most of them that we're dealing with, so we want to make sure that it's fun, that it's not just another class like school.
Right.
A lot of our moms are working a job and going to school and caring for their children all as teenagers. So they're my hat's off to them. So they inspire us regularly. And then at the end of the night, they do have their last hour is the support groups. And then a lot of them spend an hour on the van riding back home.
So what are some of the big issues that you see coming through with these girls?
A lot of domestic violence. I would say probably at least half of our girls have experienced some sort of domestic violence, and it's probably more than that. I just maybe haven't been told, but the girls that I have been told, that's huge. A lot of victims of having been molested or raped as a young girl. A lot of the girls that we have encountered that are the younger ones with kids, you hear a lot about absentee fathers, and that is definitely an issue in probably every last one of our girls that we have. But we're seeing increasingly more moms that are not involved or engaged with their kids, or it's moms that want to be their best friends rather than being their moms. And so these girls have experienced their dad's not there for them, their mom's not there for them, maybe they're being raised by a grandparent, or they're in foster care. Some of our girls are in foster care as well, or homeless, living at Salvation Army and other places. And so we see these really tough situations, and then they walk into Step by Step, and somebody accepts them right where they're at and just loves them. No judgment, just walk in and just be loved. And then we help to give them skills. So we see a lot of domestic violence issues.
And you guys, I heard you earlier talking with one of your girls on the phone who went to court, and you kind of walk with them during the tough legal things that they have to go through as well, right?
Exactly. So we're not attorneys by any stretch of the imagination, but we do have friends that are attorneys, and I have a spouse that's an attorney, but we also go and sit with them in court. Most of them don't need our legal advice. They really need just our support for us to sit with them. And so there are advocates out there, but it means more when one of us is able to be there with them. When they see us on a regular basis, they know that we care.
Yeah, and that's one of the roles I see you guys fulfilling is, just caring and being there. If they need something or someone, they can come to you guys.
And if you can imagine never having anyone tell you that you can do it. I took one of the girls to Zumba last night. We do a Zumba class on Tuesday nights at Emmanuel Baptist Church. And one of the young ladies said, I've always wanted to be a nurse, and people have told me that I'm stupid all my life, and I just don't believe it. And so being able to talk to her to say, you know what, I believe in you. You can do it. Right. And she said that I was the first person who ever told her that. That's huge to know that, my family told me all along, you can do whatever you want to do. Yeah. To know that these girls have not heard that many of these girls have not heard they can be anything they want to be. It's heartbreaking. Yeah.
And you're seeing life change then.
Yeah.
When you're interacting, things, do you see like little light bulbs go off and breakthroughs happen, in a conversation like that? No one's ever told me that before.
Yeah, there's a lot of light bulbs that go off from people who have never, ever shared that they've been abused, to have them be able to sit in a support group and to share that secret that they've been carrying their whole life, to see people leave horrible relationships that are no good for them or their children and stand on their own 2 feet. This year we got to see 3 of our moms come in to fill out their FAFSA paperwork, and they got enrolled at BCTC, and they're all about to start going to college, which is amazing. So awesome. To be able to be a part of that process and to watch them grow just because people care about them, it's pretty amazing.
It makes a difference.
It makes a huge difference.
And then you're introducing them to Jesus as well, and we all know that's an eternal difference.
Totally. So Emily and another intern that we have, Crystal, started a discipleship class for our moms. And so some of our moms have transportation, and they make it over to our office on Mondays and Fridays, and they do a discipleship class, which is amazing that they're getting to know the Bible. They've never even read it. They believe in Jesus, or the form of Jesus that they think that they know, but they've never even opened a Bible before or had anybody show them that. And so Emily and Crystal have been doing that.
Yes, this semester we decided to start doing that, and the moms that have been able to come consistently, it's been really awesome. We've been going through the Beatitudes, so we look at each Beatitude individually, what that means, try and translate it to today's context, and then we've been able to find examples of people in the Bible who have either carried out that characteristic or have done the opposite, and looked at that situation and then tried to apply that to what we are doing in our daily lives and how we can bring that beatitude to make it a characteristic of our own. So that's been really good. That's been one of my favorite parts as an intern. Sometimes it's been challenging, but it's been a really good opportunity. I've loved it.
Yeah, and these are things these kids have never heard before.
Yes. Specifically, I think of when we were explaining meekness. That was kind of a hard one for anybody to understand. But I don't know. It can be really difficult to explain it and translate it to this is what we need to do today. But I've loved it.
So we're talking with Emily and Tanya from Step by Step. And before we go to the break, quickly give them your website and how they can find out more about you.
So they can find us at www.sbslex.org. That's sbslex.org. And then they can call us at 859-258-7837.
So we'll be back with more with Step by Step and how you folks can get involved. This is your Community Connection Corner here on your Catholic station, Real Life Radio 1380 and 94.9 FM, WMJR, Nicholasville, Lexington.